Stop whatever you're doing and imagine this. You're so good at math that people literally think you're broken. Like teachers look at you the way we look at someone who casually solves a Rubik's Cube while riding a unicycle during an earthquake. That's the vibe of John Forbes Nash Jr., the man who treated mathematics like a personal playground, and sometimes like a battleground inside his own mind. Nash wasn't just smart, no. He was the kind of smart that makes other smart people go, okay, relax. He wrote a game theory paper at 21 that completely rewired how we think about economics, politics, conflict, dating apps, nuclear strategy, and literally every argument you have ever had over where to eat. The Nash equilibrium is basically the mathematical version of, fine, if you won't compromise, I won't either. Let's suffer together. But Nash was also a glitching main character, a genius with a debug menu nobody could access. His life swings between peak intellectual dominance and cosmic-level mental chaos. And that combination, brilliance, breakdown, comeback, makes him one of the most important weird geniuses of the modern world. And yes, a beautiful mind made him famous. But trust me, they left out the wild parts. Today we are diving into the man who beat the Cold War, economics, academia, schizophrenia, and somehow also managed to win a Nobel Prize after spending a decade talking in riddles on college campuses. Let's jump into the chaos. John Nash was born in 1928 in Bluefield, West Virginia, a place where the main activity was minding your business. Nash, he did not mind his business. He treated childhood like a sandbox level for experimenting with electricity, chemistry, and making adults nervous. He taught himself advanced math for fun, but not in a wholesome Hermione Granger way. More like, let me reinvent algebra because the current version annoys me. By the time he got to Princeton in the late 1940s, he was already writing theorem proofs on blackboards he wasn't supposed to touch, socially speedrunning awkward encounters, and walking around campus like a main character from a show only he could see. His classmates called him the Phantom because he'd wander alone, often silent, occasionally pausing to stare at a problem like it personally owed him money. At 21, again, 21. He dropped a 27-page dissertation that basically told economists, you know how you've been doing everything for 100 years? Yeah, that's wrong. Here's the correct version. That dissertation became Nash equilibrium, the backbone of modern game theory. Then came the professorships, the breakthroughs, the mathematical flexing. He dominated multiple fields like math was a buffet and he wanted a little of everything. But the chaos wasn't done. By his early 30s, Nash began slipping into paranoid schizophrenia. He believed he was receiving in-script messages from aliens, that foreign governments were following him, and that he was chosen for sacred missions. The CIA, the KGB, aliens, he suspected all of them. This period was rough, frightening, and unpredictable, but it's also key to understanding his comeback story. Nash existed in a world where the Cold War was basically the world's largest trust issue. Imagine global politics as everyone suspects everyone, everyone spies on everyone, and somehow everyone is surprised. Academia during this time, same energy as a Twitter argument about quantum physics, but with worse lighting and more pipe smoke. Universities were pressure cookers of genius, ego, rivalry, and underfunded coffee. Mathematicians argued like Reddit power users. Economists trash-talked each other in journals, and the Cold War sprinkled paranoia on top of everything like radioactive seasoning. Nash didn't just live in this world, he fit in it. The intensity, the secrecy, the competition, it all amplified his brilliance and his unraveling. Okay, imagine two people choosing a restaurant. Both want different things. Neither wants to compromise. Eventually, you land on a terrible third option neither loves, but at least neither loses. That is Nash equilibrium. everyone picks a strategy where nobody can improve unless someone else suffers. It's like the mathematical version of being stubborn. What he said, an equilibrium is a set of strategies where no player can benefit by deviating. What he meant? Stop being dumb. If you change your mind, you make everything worse, including for yourself. This idea basically hijacked all of economics and downloaded a new rule set. Use cases today? Dating algorithm predictions, auction systems, nuclear standoffs, online games, business strategy. Fine, I'll go to the sushi place, but I'll be grumpy about it. Game theory before Nash was like a toddler trying to use an iPad. Cute effort, no actual functionality. Nash was like, move, let me fix this. He expanded game theory into a universal language for conflict, cooperation, competition, relationships, and decision-making. Nash formalized how to analyze interactions between rational and sometimes irrational players. Modern example? Two influencers beefing online. Each one's views, each one's clout, each fears losing followers. Their strategies depend on predicting the other person's behavior. Boom, game theory. Nash also solved a bunch of problems in differential geometry and partial differential equations. Because why not? The man speedrun entire sectors of mathematics like it was a video game. One of his most underrated contributions, Nash embedding theorem, which basically says, you can take any weird, twisted geometric object and embed it smoothly into Euclidean space. What he said? This isometric embedding problem is solvable. What he meant? I can bend space in ways your mortal brain doesn't want to imagine. This theorem was so hard that other mathematicians just stared at it like, okay, he might actually be an alien. You ever meet someone so good at something that it's kind of disturbing? That's Nash. This man woke up one morning and went, what if I reshape global economics today? Then after lunch, let me casually fix a century-old geometry problem. Then after dinner, maybe I'm decoding secret messages from extraterrestrials. The emotional whiplash? Unmatched. Imagine someone oscillating between supercomputer-level calculation and NPC delivering cryptic prophecy. That was Nash's daily vibe. And honestly, same. I, too, alternate between genius mode and my brain just blue screened because I saw a cat. Nash's work reshaped economics. He gave economists a tool that made supply, demand, competition, negotiation, and risk measurable. Political strategy. Cold War decision-making literally ran on Nash-style reasoning. Biology. Evolutionary strategies? Yup, Nash again. Computer science. Algorithms, network theory, AI, all game theory's playground. Every business meeting ever? If you have sat in a room where everyone politely pretends they agree while secretly maximizing their own outcome, congratulations, that's Nash equilibrium in action. In short, he changed how humanity thinks about choice. Nash's fingerprints are everywhere. Tinder uses matching algorithms influenced by game theory. Global trade deals negotiated using Nash-style modeling. AI and machine learning? Nash equilibrium helps train multi-agent systems. Online drama? Honestly, too much game theory. Poker bots? Literally use Nash strategies to never fall like a coward. Even your group chat deciding where to meet is a mini game theory apocalypse. And therapy? Nash's life story is often used to discuss mental health, stigma, resilience, and what genius actually costs. He didn't just influence math, he influenced how we understand the brain. Here's the part that hits different. Nash's story isn't just genius plus struggle plus triumph. It's the reminder that brilliance doesn't protect you from chaos, external or internal. Nash lived through paranoia, delusions, confusion, fear, and isolation. And still, he found his way back. Not by snapping out of it, not by magically healing, but by slowly rebuilding his understanding of reality one day at a time. What I take from Nash is this: you can fall apart and still return. You can lose the thread and still weave something extraordinary. Genius isn't a shield, but neither is suffering a sentence. You should care about Nash because his story is bigger than mathematics. It's about identity. Who are you when your mind betrays you? Creativity. How does a person see patterns nobody else can? Resilience. What does it mean to come back from the brink? Meaning. How do you rebuild your life when the narrative breaks? Motivation. Genius doesn't always look clean or glamorous. Sometimes it's messy, lonely, and misunderstood. Nash shows us that you can be brilliant and broken. You can lose time and still win legacy. Your value isn't erased by your darkest chapters. He lived a life that proves intellect alone isn't the story. It's what you do with what's left after everything collapses. So, here's your challenge. Look at your life like a game. Not the kind you win, but the kind where the smartest move is choosing who you become next. Nash mastered games that govern nations, but the final game he won was mastering himself. That's the real beautiful mind. Fade out, no cliches, just the lingering thought that maybe the equations running your life aren't as fixed as you think.